Hello and welcome to this edition of Colledge U. On today's episode, we are going to be spending some time with Blodgett. WDC has been representing Blodgett for more than 20 years. It's the premier line in the convection oven segment. Everybody strives to be built like a Blodgett. First up, the Vice President of Sales for Canada. Many of you may already know her, Stephanie Martin. She's joined by the Blodgett Corporate Chef, Dan Mintzer. They're going to do a brief overview of the ovens, and then they have some fantastic customer testimonials that they would like to share with us. They will take us on a couple of tours of some operations that are using Blodgett ovens. So without further ado, here are Steph and Chef Dan.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Martin.
And I'm Chef Dan.
And we're coming to you from Essex, Vermont at the Blodgett factory, where everything is built in the USA.
That's right.
We have a great group of professionals building your oven with pride and craftsmanship. Let's talk a little bit about how those are made. Behind me is the DFG. All of our convection ovens are built with a fully welded angle iron frame construction, which means it's durable. It can be stacked, it can hit every pothole between here and where it's going, and it's still going to arrive at your customer completely in alignment. Then we're going to triple mount the doors into that angle iron frame so that each time your customer opens the door and closes it, it's going to be completely aligned, thereby keeping all the air on the inside and more efficient to the workspace around you, but then also in your utility bill. Speaking of utility bills, we put rigid insulation inside that frame, 2 to 3 inches as a matter of fact, keeping the heat in and keeping the comfortable kitchen environment as much as a kitchen can be comfortable. Am I right, Chef?
Oh, absolutely.
It's hot in the kitchen.
Nice being a little cooler in there.
Absolutely. And then we double porcelainize our liner, something that not a lot of manufacturers do. We have porcelain lining on the outside as well as the inside. Byproducts of gas and food is moisture. That moisture starts to get into metal and sometimes it rusts in pits. By porcelainizing that liner, we keep it contained so that there's no holes, so there's no leakage, and there's a perfect bake every time. Speaking of perfect bake, look at this wonderful food in front of us. Chef, want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, today I used a convection oven for everything, and I roasted a turkey, baked a pie, roasted some vegetables, and later I'm going to take that cauliflower, coat it in garlic, some herbs and spices, and roast that as well.
I love that, with a little bit of yogurt on it as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm coating it in, is the yogurt.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
I love that. I can't wait to dig into that a little bit later. So maybe we can have it with some wine. I see some wine over there.
Oh yeah, I got some wine at our...
Little Chianti.
Actually, I got it at Ventless.
Oh, when we went to go visit Micah?
That's right.
Oh, remember that?
That was a great time. Hey, Micah.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Micah. Hey, Chef Dan and I are here to get a bottle of wine. We thought we would check in on the oven.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on back.
Great.
Thank you. Hey, Micah. Thanks for having us here. So tell me a little bit about the Mark V and the Hoodini.
Yeah, the Mark V and the Houdini are perfect for our space because we don't have a hook vent system in our kitchen. We use it for everything from prep to service to dehydrating things at night.
It looks great back here, and this is the exact situation for this type of application. We've got a high ceiling here with our reclaimed warehouse space. We're not on an outside wall, and we have electric utilities. So we love to see this setup, and we're glad that it's working for you.
Seems like it's working great. Tell us a little bit about what you're cooking right now.
Yeah, right now we have a cast iron seared pork loin coming out of the oven, a roasted branzino, and we have a caramelized brioche dessert that we're also picking up out of there.
That sounds amazing.
I definitely think that we should stay for dinner.
Or at least another glass of wine.
Definitely. Micah, thanks so much for your time today, and we're really proud that you're using our Mark V with Houdini. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
That was such an amazing trip to that wine bar.
I love Ventless, and I also love Micah. He puts out fantastic food. That pork dish that he was talking about, that is amazing. But I also know it hands out a lot of grease-laden vapor and smoke, especially when you cook it in a cast iron pan.
There was absolutely no problem with the Mark V Houdini, because in the Mark V and the Zephyr Electric, we embed catalyst into the element, which absolutely destroys all grease-laden vapor that is inside the oven. And then one final stop up through the Houdini hood before going through the flue process, emitting less than 5 parts particulate into the air, meeting EPA 202 standards. So really, it's a very safe working environment for everybody in the kitchen.
And around them.
Exactly, and it's meeting all its standards.
Yeah, and that's how they can have a Mark V with a Houdini on top of it in the middle of their wine bar.
It was an absolute perfect application for that, and such a fun visit. But you know what else was a great visit? And maybe it's my sweet tooth that's starting to kick in, when we went to go see Maya.
Maya at Uncommon Grounds, she makes amazing pastries in an XR8.
Hi Maya,
Hey Mark.
how you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Awesome, we just stopped by for some coffee. We thought we'd check on the oven.
Awesome. Why don't you come on back?
Great.
Thanks.
Hey guys, thanks for having us back. It looks great back here.
Thanks so much.
Chef, how are you loving your XR8?
Honestly, I really am loving it. It's workhorse. Honestly, we turn it on in the morning and it just goes the whole day in our place and it just does everything for us.
Fantastic.
Nice. What kind of stuff are you cooking on it?
Everything from like breads to pastries to and breakfast items. We go in and out of it all day.
Nice, nice. What's some of your favorite things to cook in it?
Honestly, the breads are the most entrancing thing to watch when this thing is spinning and the breads are rising and it just gets all that nice golden brown color. It cooks incredibly evenly with the fans on it and the spinning motion. It's just mesmerizing.
A true perfect bake, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Has it thrown you any curveballs? Has the place thrown you any curveballs?
This hasn't thrown me any curveballs, but when we were first opening, we couldn't get our hood vent. Inspected properly, so we weren't able to use our flat top. So we ended up just cooking everything in here on cast iron, and it was honestly a lifesaver. We wouldn't have been able to open the kitchen as early as we did without it. So super great.
So there you go. The XR8 saved the day in this situation, right? Perfect bake, nice rotating feature, illuminated, front of the house kind of feel.
Super
It's
cool.
a win for everybody, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a aesthetic for the customers to see.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having us back. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And thanks for having a Blodgett in your kitchen. You know what, Dan? That was an amazing trip to go see Maya.
I love that coffee shop, and I love their pastries. And I even love more their XR8.
I love when you walk in the door, it's a theatrical oven that's in the middle of their open kitchen, all lit up with the halogen lights and the rotating rack.
It's a beautiful oven. It can hold a lot of product, and it creates a perfect bake.
Now, we advertise it as an 8-rack oven, but it's not only regulated just to 8, correct?
That's right. You can put more racks in it, and you can change out the racks to make product bigger or smaller depending on your needs.
What is the weight capacity for the amount of tonnage that
The
we
weight
put
is
in?
about 300 pounds. So
Great.
you can put a lot of product into that oven.
That is a lot of product. Great for bagels, breads, anything that you need that perfect bake on.
Absolutely.
I think every convection oven does a wonderful job, but the XR8 creates the absolute perfect bake. And we have a wonderful following of many chains that are bakery type chains, pie companies, cookie companies that only buy the XR8 for that perfect bake. So thank you for letting us take you on this journey. We showed you the DFG, we showed you the Mark V Houdini, and the XR8. But we have a complete line of convection oven offerings. We have a half-size convection oven, full-size, bakery depth,
We've got rotating racks.
and Houdinis too for ventless cooking. Let us know what your opportunity and your need is, and we'll help you with a solution. Thanks for tuning in today.
Take care.
Bye.
Awesome tour, guys. And thank you, Mika at Deadless Wine Bar and Mia at Uncommon Coffee Company in Essex. Both of those are located in Vermont. If you're ever in the area, make sure you stop by and say hi. Now we want to take you on a tour of the new Blodgett factory. They have moved from their old home by Lake Champlain to a new state-of-the-art facility in Essex. Oh, hold on. I say too much. I don't want to steal your thunder, Steph. Let the factory tour speak for itself. So once again, here's Stephanie Martin.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Martin, and we're here at 42 Allen Martin Drive in Essex, Vermont, where everything at Blodgett is made. Behind me, you'll see one of our 2 buildings. The big green building behind me is where we manufacture all of our Blodgett brands. I'm going to take you through the factory today, take you a little bit down history lane, show you our applications test center, and hopefully teach you a thing or two about the new Blodgett facility. So welcome to Blodgett. Come on in. You'll see we have antique ovens in our lobby right from the get-go, from as early as the late 1800s through some of the early and the 20s of the 1900s. We're very proud of these units, and they've all come to us from a little different area of our lives. Some were donated to us from locations that had them. Some had them on display, and then some we got a hold of and we had them refurbished. So we like this to be our nice welcoming spot to welcome you to the Blodgett factory. Blodgett. In late 2017, early 2018, we moved here to our facility in Essex, Vermont. Many of you I know have visited our facility on Lakeside Avenue in Burlington. We were very lucky to have a wonderful factory upgrade, and we've moved to this new location. Many people ask if we miss the old one. Of course we do. We have a lot of memories there. We've been in that same location since 1940, but we are so happy with the new facility that we have, and I'm so looking forward to bringing you in through there in just a little bit. So just to remind you, 1848, Gardner Spring Blodgett, which is where the name came from, was an executive in a plumbing company. And as the story goes, a local tavern owner came in that day to pick up some supplies and was kind of speaking with Paul Sweet as well as Gardner Spring Blodgett about the problems that they were having and cooking and holding all of their items. So right after that conversation, Gardner Spring and Paul drew on a little piece of paper what they thought the answer was going to be for a better baking oven, and that's where the very first Blodgett oven came from. So they went on to build that oven, brought it to fairs, put it in the back of probably wagons, carried it from place to place, telling everybody about the Blodgett recipe. And so here we are, 173 years later, making sure that we still carry forward that reputation and we're still giving you quality and something you can be very proud of. Okay, so now we're inside the facility. This building here is 180,000 square feet. We have one on the other side that's 180,000 square feet, being 360,000 square feet combined of everything Blodgett. Okay, so like I said, let's head down to Fabrication and we'll show you a couple of our new machines. Okay, so over here behind me you can see an entire wall of metal. This is our stainless steel. It comes right in its own dedicated shipping door and then is shelved over here until our fabrication team needs to use it. We'll show you a few machines. Come over. I'm sure you've seen in a lot of your factory tours, maybe even here at Blodgett when you came to our previous facility, many of these machines. So they're not all unique, but it's a really good understanding of what the new Blodgett looks like on the inside. Over here, these machines are our beauties. These are the machines that we got in 2018 when we moved into the new building. It's Sunday night and our second shift doesn't start until 3 o'clock. So these machines are not running, but normally they're running about 20 hours a day. We go ahead and load them up and they just go ahead and produce parts for us every day of the week. So we have a couple of these machines. These machines are millions of dollars. We're very proud of them. And then also we have presses. And as you can see, it's very clean in here. We're very proud of this new facility. We have welding areas as well for many of our parts are welded. Hopefully you know that we have a fully welded angle iron frame on all of our convection ovens. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what that booth looks like right up ahead. Does anybody know what this is? This is a very important Blodgett part. Come on. Okay, so we're standing outside of the welding booth for the fully welded angle iron frame. This is the convection oven line. A lot going on in here. Again, it's Sunday. When somebody would be working in here, you'd see a little different movement going on. They'll start up again tonight at 3 o'clock. If you turn around this way and take a look, this is our line, the convection oven line. Each station is responsible for a certain piece of the assembly, and the next station checks the prior station's work. So there is no final overall as an inspection station because every spot along the way is checked. So just come down the line with me really quick and we'll just talk about a couple little features that we will cover a little bit later on in our conversations. So this is what the fully welded angle iron frame looks like. There's no unibody or snap together. This will hold its integrity over time, no matter what happens to it. Doesn't matter how many potholes in freight that it's going to hit, how many stairs it has to go up and down, who's gonna climb on it to clean a hood vent. It's gonna hold its frame the entire time and not be compromised. That's the Blodgett recipe. See this rigid insulation? We talk about this a lot in the Blodgett recipe. Come over here and take a look from this side. You can see that we use this solid board insulation that goes into the frame that we just looked at. So it's going to hold its integrity as well, keep the heat in, keep less heat in the kitchen. It's also efficient, and we do use a little of the squishy stuff around our control panel component. You can see as we go down the line, not only do the lights turn on, but we get a little bit further in the application of this oven. Right here in this oven, you can see that we've now added our double porcelainized liner. Porcelainized on the outside as well as the inside. This will ensure there isn't any rusting or pitting of your oven. Rusting and pitting of the liner will create a hole and give you uneven bake, and also hurt with your efficiencies. So now we're going to move down, and we see that there's some more stainless steel added to the outside. We're starting to put the outside, making it look a little bit more like the outside of the oven. Everything comes with a nice peel on it to protect the stainless. You can see that other components in here, we've got our gas oven, have been added and framed up and so forth as we move down this line. As I said, every station along the way will check the prior station's work. Moving in here, we've added the baffle, and you can see that the motor is on. We've got the fan guard in there. All the way down, still adding, checking. This one is added in the control panel, so now that we've got the panel in there. And now we started to add the door assembly. There's our famous turnbuckle assembly right there. Easily adjusted with just a couple of little modifications right here by our factory and also by your end user. Anybody can handle this. We don't need to call a service agent to come in to fix this for us. This is your lower door support system, so your door will be mounted into this. This is mounted into the frame 3 times. 1, 2, and 1 up here at the top. That way your door opens and closes easily for your customer every time, and it's completely shut. So there's no air gaps. Air gaps, again, just like the pits in the liner, will create uneven bakeness and also hurt with your efficiency. So it's very important that your doors are closing and opening correctly every single time. And Blodgett will give you a nice 5-year door warranty to say that we're going to do that for you. Okay, and finally, this is the last space on the line. And it's a little lackluster because there's not an oven right there, but this is our final packaging opportunity for the unit to have its last visual test, as well as the racks added to it. And it's going to go ahead and receive its skid and its carton and be on its way to you. From there, the oven is going to round around here to our shipping and receiving area. Many bays and many doors. You can see that we have ovens here. This is not stock. This is not excess inventory. These are all labeled and ready to ship. We're waiting for carriers to come and pick them up, or we're waiting for other pieces around the factory to meet up with them. But it's a great story to see how we store these, how they stack, and how they move out. So right now we're standing in the middle of our service parts location. So this is when you need another door, you need a rack, you need casters. The order will come into here and either meet up with an oven that's leaving or get packed from here and sent out to the ASA. We also partner with Partstown, so they have a very large facility with our parts already supplied in them. But when our tech team, our customer service team, when they need something sent out a little bit different from Partstown, this is the area which we rely on to go ahead and get that done. Okay, so now we're entering in another favorite part of the factory to me. This is the deck oven lines. Behind me, you'll see many different variations of the Blodgett deck line. There's 1060s, there's 981s, 901s, all the way back. We've got like 5 deep here that we're finishing up so that they can get on their way to you. And then just one row over will be our Marcel line. So this is our Marcel assembly line. As you can see, there's probably 4 different stations here. There's only 2 populated right now. Each oven stays at the station for a long period of time. So we're, unlike the convection line, we went down and you could see several different stops along the way. There's only 4 stops for these deck ovens. So there's 2 supplied right now. We just shipped a bunch of units out on Friday, so I know that they're gearing up for a clean build on Monday morning. This is one of our testing stations. We'll use these for the deck oven line. We'll move ovens over here, test them, and make sure that everything's working properly. Also, it's right on the line for Perfect Fry, so any Perfect Fry testing will happen here. Behind me is a lot more storage in order to support these lines. As I mentioned to you, it's quite a distance from Fabrication, so many times unique parts that belong just to these lines will come and store on this side of the building just to make it easier for assembly. And one of our last stops is the Perfect Fry line. This is the last stop on our very quick manufacturing tour. This is where the Perfect Fry assembly will happen. There's many different stations, but each operator makes one unit, and we can make 5 units a day. So we'll have 5 people just doing assembly here in this area, but there's many other people who support this area throughout the day. But we will, as I mentioned, pump 5 units a day out of this facility. So here we are at the ATC kitchen. Any of you know what ATC means? Applications Test Center. So this is where all of the magic begins. We work with engineering, we look to improve recipes for our customers, and we educate ourselves on what is applicable to today's market. Here's the kitchen, here's our testing area. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let's walk into our training room. So this is our new training room. Because of COVID, we haven't been able to have a lot of customers in. We've had a couple of trainings, and then we had to halt it all. So we've been using this as a meeting space because it's nice and big for employees to come in and have a lot of air and distancing and stuff. But you can see how lovely it is, and then we're looking forward to having you here so we can do a little bit of training with you. So this will complete our tour of the Blodgett Oven Company and all the brands that are in it. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate all your time.
That was amazing, Steph. Thanks for the tour. Now we can all see how these ovens are built like a Blodgett. That angle iron frame tour was fantastic. I can't wait for my invite to come see it. I'm sure it's in the mail, right? Anyway, that's this edition of Colledge U. I'm Chef Dave Wilson, coming to you from our WD Colledge Test Kitchen. If you need any information on how to purchase a Blodgett oven, please feel to reach out to me via our website. Thanks for tuning in once again, and we'll see you all at the next one. Bye-bye for now.